Hi guys, Rishi Sunak is just getting more and more desperate to keep the crazy people within his Conservative Party happy for the space of 5 minutes. So what is the latest gimmick? Well, the latest attempt to throw something against the wall and hope that it sticks is this, which was published in the Times newspaper: Sunak to draft 150 judges to fast-track Rwanda migrant appeals. The judges will be recruited from the first-tier tribunal, given additional training and paid more to work on evenings or weekends. Now, the journalists, of course, will not ask how much is this going to cost. It's only when the Labour Party introduce a policy, the question is how much will it cost. But there's another minor question here. Where the heck are you going to find 150 judges? The court system is already overloaded with cases. The junior barristers were protesting, were going on strike last year over pay and conditions. The criminal justice system is overloaded, is at breaking point. And Rishi Sunak thinks that he can conjure up 150 judges to focus only on migrant appeals to being deported. Now, this, of course, doesn't make any sense. He's not going to find 150 judges. Where would he find 150 judges? Where is he going to find the staff to facilitate those judges? Where is he going to find the time to train the judges up? And what about the resources that those judges would need, offices or whatever? Does he have any plan? Of course he doesn't. This is something extracted from his behind, an attempt just to convince people like Lee Anderson, Robert Jenrick, Jacob Rees-Mogg, people like this in the Conservative Party: don't worry, you need to vote for my bill because I have a workaround. You raise this issue of appeals, don't worry. What I'm going to do is I'm going to invent 150 judges out of nothing, and they're going to make sure that anyone who puts in an appeal against their deportation, well, that appeal will be fast-tracked and that judge will be able to strike it down, and this person will be sent to Rwanda. Okay. Now, even if this were the case, which it's not, but let's engage in the fantasy for a little bit. Let's imagine that the cases are there are appeals made, the appeals are processed, fast-tracked, and the people are eventually deported. Well, what planes are going to take people to Rwanda? Because recently a number of airlines have come forward and said, we don't want the damage to our reputation of being part of this plan to deport people to Rwanda. So you don't have any planes. So you don't have the judges and you don't have the planes. Now, an alternative was maybe using RAF aircraft. But the RAF, I don't think, want to get involved in this either. But also they have said, well, if you want us to do this, you need to give us some money. And it seems to be the case that we can, the Tories, we can give money to Rwanda, but we won't give it to the RAF if we want to transport people. But also I think this is something that the RAF would not want to be involved in, because the Supreme Court has said that sending people to Rwanda will be unlawful. So I think some bigwigs within the RAF would not be too happy with breaking international law in order to convince a few racists and bigots within the Conservative Party that this is the way to go. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.